Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we are doing a 2021 NFL mock draft with trades. In this video, we are going to be breaking down the whole first round of the 2021 NFL draft and talking about some scenarios that could be occurring inside of this first round. Now, there may be some trades, there may not be, because I do this on the fly. I don't just predetermine what's going to be happening, and we're going to have a fun time today, so I do hope that you guys do end up enjoying this video, and if you do, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I post content surrounding the NFL draft, which is why you're here, but I mostly talk about fantasy football as well, and I assume a lot of the people that are very interested into the NFL draft are interested in fantasy football as well, so please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you have a great time. So we begin at number 1 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and at this point in draft season, I feel like everyone knows exactly what's going to happen here. We don't have to talk about it too much. Touchdown Jesus, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback of the Clemson Tigers, freshman year, wins a natty. It's pretty simple. This guy is the first pick of the draft, and if anything else happens here, the draft is just crazy. It's not gonna. Trevor Lawrence gets picked here. The draft doesn't even start, in my opinion, until pick number 3. Here, I feel like the whole universe has aligned to the fact that the New York Football Jets are going to be drafting Zach Wilson out of BYU. Zach Wilson is a very athletic and talented quarterback out of BYU. I think that he is the clear pick to be number 2 here. Earlier on in the offseason, we were kind of debating, is it Wilson, or is it going to end up being Mr. Justin Fields there from Ohio State at pick number 2? But it seems like everyone has kind of solidified the fact that Zach Wilson is going to be the quarterback here. Am I 100% sold on it like I am with Trevor Lawrence? No, but at this point, it seems like there's about a 90% chance that you Jets fans will be having Zach Wilson as your quarterback in 2021. You almost have to feel for Mono Man Sam Darnold, as he never was really given the correct opportunity in the NFL to shine. The fact that he was with Adam Gase just completely screwed the guy over. We saw with the Dolphins, once Gase kind of got his stranglehold away from these guys, Tannehill goes to the Titans, plays amazing. We see Devontae Parker. Once Gase is gone, he's a baller. All of these guys are much better on other teams or on the Dolphins now without Adam Gase. It is sad to see. I think Darnold ends up getting traded within the second round of the NFL draft for a pick, or maybe before the draft, but I don't think he's worthy of a first-round pick, and I don't think a team's going to pay for that, so we are going to be going with Zach Wilson here at the second spot. Again, would I be surprised if it was someone else? Yes, because, again, I feel it's a 95% chance or 90% chance here that it is Zach Wilson, but it is possible someone else gets drafted there. Now at 3 is when the draft completely opens up, and frankly, I have no idea what is going to happen at this pick. I know it's going to be quarterback. The 49ers would not have done this three-way, menage a trois, like Katy Perry sings about in that one song when it was last Friday night, but San Francisco 49ers, that three-way trade with the Eagles, with the Dolphins, they don't move to this 3 spot to draft Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts or something, or to draft Penny Sewell. They moved up here in the draft to get their future quarterback. Now, there's a whole lot of noise around this pick. It's Mac Jones, is what people are saying. Mac Jones, based on the lines that I've seen recently, he is the odds-on favorite to be drafted here at number 3. But then you see Kyle Shanahan at his pro day, and he kind of struggled. He missed some passes. Did he look terrible? No, because in my opinion, a pro day shows me nothing. Unless, it's for the quarterback position, I should say, because unless this guy, Mac Jones, was missing every pass or something, I frankly couldn't give less of a fuck if he missed a couple of throws. Frankly, that's just how I feel about it. So it's Mac Jones here, it's Trey Lance, or it's Justin Fields. The most upside play here, the most balls-to-the-wall pick is Trey Lance. You pick Trey Lance, and now it seems like Jimmy Garoppolo's gone, so there's no real molding, no real grooming situation there of the quarterback to get much better. It's just, boom, Trey Lance skyrockets directly into the line. A very raw player, very talented player as well. Rushed for over 1,000 yards in 2019, as well as obviously passing for a bunch of yards. Didn't throw a single interception in the 2019 season. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? He's very good. But then there's Justin Fields, who is slowly, for some reason, falling down draft boards. This is probably the most confusing pick of the draft. Last time I went with Justin Fields. I felt like it was going to be Justin Fields, but I also feel like it could be Trey Lance or Mac Jones. So we're going to see how the draft looks if we go with Trey Lance here at number 3. Do I know that this is what's going to happen? No, but for the sakes of the video, this is what we're going to do. So 3 quarterbacks go in the first 3 picks. Will this make 4? Now, I've seen a whole lot of chatter about the Falcons and the fact that they maybe don't want a quarterback here. They're going to let Matt Ryan ride. They're going to go ahead and draft a guy like Jalen Phillips up here or do something crazy. I don't think that's what's going to actually happen, but I did see a mock draft where that happened. I also have seen mocks where they go with the tight end here in Kyle Pitts. I've seen where they go ahead and draft an O-tackle in Penny Sewell. I think right here, the Falcons are a prime team to trade out of their spot and have another team move in for this pick if they do not want a quarterback. If they believe that, hey, Matt Ryan will be our guy, I'll move back a couple of picks, let one of these teams move up and get a quarterback, and that's what we're going to do in this mock draft. Again, guys, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just saying this is what I kind of think may end up happening in April, which we're in a couple of weeks. So right here, we're to be... Let's be the Broncos here. The Broncos want their quarterback. It's iffy on what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. Will they be able to get Deshaun Watson? So they're going to move up here to pick number 4 with the Falcons. The Falcons are going to move back to number 9 here. And obviously, we're going to have to include a bunch of picks with this move. Again, don't necessarily pay attention to who exactly or what picks I actually trade here. Because, again, I don't know exactly what a trade would be like to do this. So we're going to go ahead and say they're going to have to give up this pick, and then in 2022, a first-round pick, and it might even cost a 2023 first-round pick to make this kind of a move. I'm saying it might. We'll go with the second, but it may end up having to cost that much money, or that much trade capital, I should say, to move up and get that guy. Let's see if the Falcons accept it. Obviously, they should, and they do. Again, don't hold me accountable for the exact fucking trade that I just did. But here, we're up here with the Broncos, and the Broncos need a quarterback, and they want Justin Fields. I don't think the Broncos are making this humongous swinging dick move to go ahead and select Mac Jones, so I think they moved down to get Justin Fields out of Ohio State. Now, I know there's a whole lot of clamoring attention around Justin Fields right now. Can he do it? Ohio State quarterbacks have never been good in the NFL. Blah, 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 blah. I don't necessarily love Justin Fields as an NFL talent, but what I do know about Justin Fields is that you should not just say, oh, he's an Ohio State quarterback, so he'll suck. What type of fucking lazy analysis is that? Justin Fields is a very athletic player, in my opinion, the most athletic quarterback in this draft. Oh, Trey Lance might be. Okay, him and Trey Lance, both very athletic. Same with Zach Wilson. Justin Fields has an excellent arm. He has excellent mechanics. I genuinely think he's going to be good in the league, and I don't feel like the Broncos would have made this move if they wanted to go ahead and draft Mac Jones. So we're going to go ahead and have Justin Fields be drafted here at this pick. They traded with the Atlanta Falcons. Next up here, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at pick 5. With the Bengals pick here, I completely agree with this illustration that I've seen posted on Twitter 7 million times. It's pretty much a picture where it's Situation A, it's Situation B. Situation A, you got Joe Burrow dropping back, and Penny Sewell is blocking for him, and, no one's coming his way, and the receiver's open, he throws it to him. It says any receiver. Any receiver, because that could be T. Higgins. That could be Tyler Boyd. It could be a receiver they draft in the second round. And then option B is Joe Burrow, some random offensive lineman, the lineman getting destroyed, Joe Burrow getting sacked, and then Jamar Chase standing there wide open. To me, that's like one of those where it's like just an obvious illustration that some people may have needed to have seen, because I genuinely do not believe the Bengals do anything except for select offensive tackle Penny Sewell out of Oregon. Genuinely, I don't think they will pick a wide receiver. I know there's debate about it, but I don't think so. So we see quarterback, offensive tackle through the top 5. Now my Dolphins are up after trading, obviously, with the 49ers, with the Eagles. Now we land at pick 6. And we're sitting here, and I'm thinking this is one or two players. Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. It's one or the other. To me, I think the Dolphins go with Jamar Chase, but if we draft Jamar Chase, that means Devontae Parker is gone, in my opinion, because we don't need the same receiver. I'm not saying I think Chase actually is better than Parker, but I just don't know where they all fit in this offense. if the Dolphins were sitting at 12, I would actually have been very happy if we were able to get Jalen Waddle because he doesn't necessarily interfere with this offense. You throw him in as the slot and the guy's going to ball. But where we're at now, it's entirely possible we go with the 2 tight end set. I'm a Dolphins fan, obviously. That's why I'm saying we. We go with the 2 tight end set. I understand I don't play for the team, but I always say we, like a Frenchman. So, Kyle Pitts here or Jamar Chase. I think the Dolphins go with Jamar Chase, but it is entirely possible, again, that they go with Kyle Pitts. Next up at 7, we got the Lions. The Lions, I think they're fine with Jared Goff. I don't think they're ready to pull the trigger on Mac Jones here, so I think they're just straight up vibing at this pick, and they're just going to go wide receiver. Now, I know not every fan of the Detroit Lions loves when I draft a wide receiver, because I do it every single time. I draft the exact same player to their team every single time, and that's Devontae Smith. They don't have a single wide receiver on this team that was there last year. The talented ones, obviously. Quintez Cephas is still there. There's still other players. But Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay are gone. They need a wide receiver, so I think they end up doing it, pulling the trigger this time on Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Panthers here, they're sitting pretty because they didn't have to trade up to get their guy. But do they want this guy is the question. Do they want Mac Jones? Are they completely done with Teddy Bridgewater? To me, I think so, and I think we see Mac Jones fall all the way to 8 and become a Carolina Panther. Obviously, Mac Jones kind of gets a little discredited, and now he's getting a lot of love. I don't really know where everyone's sitting on Mac Jones. It seems like half the fucking room is Mac Jones is a fucking bum. The other half of the room is like Mac Jones is worthy of a top 5 pick. Where am I on it? I think Mac Jones is really good. I think he is the the 5th best quarterback in the draft. But he has the upside to be one of the best. He's very good. Showed his talent off at Alabama. Won the national championship. I believe in him. Obviously, he's not like any of these other guys because he's the least mobile out of any of them. You don't see him running out of the pocket. When I watch Mac Jones, though, you do see great work inside of the pocket and kind of getting out of the pocket, but he's not going to get out of the pocket and run like Lamar Jackson or something. He's going to maneuver his way through the pocket to make sure that the defenders don't tackle him. Pretty boy Mac Jones throws a tug. It's beautiful. He's very good, and I think Carolina Panthers fans should be very happy here. Now at number 9, the Falcons are here, and they can still get who I think they might end up drafting in Kyle Pitts here at number 9, adding another offensive weapon to this team. Very sad for me, who loves Hayden Hurst on the Falcons, but you know, it is what it is. At number 10, the Dallas Cowboys are up, and if the Cowboys pick a wide receiver in Devontae Smith ahead of a cornerback, if you're a Cowboys fan, I know everyone loves scoring. We're all fans of the offense, but the Dallas defense fucking sucks. It's so bad. So bad. And Patrick Surtain fills a huge hole in that offense, just like Mia Malkova likes her hole filled, if you know what I'm saying. So if you guys have ended up enjoying this video thus far, we're about 10-12 minutes in. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. At number 11, the New York Football Giants are up to bat. And I'm thinking the Giants can really do anything at this pick. I really do. Would I be surprised if they drafted Devontae Smith and just kicked Shepard to the curb? Kicked Slayton to the curb? No, I wouldn't be. Edge rusher here seems entirely possible, and to me, I'm thinking that's where they end up going. I also think they could end up going with linebacker Micah Parsons at this pick out of Penn State, but I think that they end up going with Kwity Paye. I understand that he's not ranked as high on here, but based upon most of what I've read on Kwity Paye, there is no negative reviews. No bad receipts on Kwity Paye out of Michigan. I understand Michigan's not very good, but Kwity Paye is very good, and that's who we're going to end up going here at number 11 to the New York Football Giants. Now at 12, the Eagles are up, and I feel genuinely terrible for Heisman winner Devontae Smith to have fallen to the Eagles because the Eagles have such a bad track record recently when it comes to drafting wide receivers. Last year, they draft Jalen Reagor, and he sucks. He sucks. Years before, they drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Guess what that guy's doing? Probably fucking being a janitor or something, okay? They suck at drafting wide receivers. Travis Fulgham, a guy I never even fucking heard of, is better than Reagor last year, doing all this stuff. It is so bad. They are so bad at drafting wide receivers in the first round. It's like the Patriots. It is. But here, we're going to go ahead and say, at 12, the Eagles do it again. They do it again. They draft Devontae Smith. At number 13, the Chargers are up. The Chargers' wet dream pick here is that fucking Kyle Pitts falls all the way down here. Oh, but Nick, they brought in Jared Cook. Who cares? You run 2 tight end set. Like, who cares? Like, Jared Cook can't even sniff Kyle Pitts' jockstrap, but that's not what happens here. And I think they're very happy here selecting O-tackle Rashawn Slater, though. Protect the future in Justin Herbert. I understand that whenever you're drafting a tackle, an interior offensive lineman, it's not sexy, right? You're hoping going into the draft that you're like, damn, I'm going to get this corner that's going to lock down motherfuckers. I'm going to get this receiver that is going to skull fuck the defense. I'm going to get this running back that is the guy picking up all the yards. I'm going to get this quarterback to be my franchise guy. But in the Chargers scenario, they got their franchise guy last year in the quarterback position. Now, go ahead and get a tackle to protect Joe Burrow. Justin Herbert, I mean, you guys know that I messed that up. But Rashawn Slater, very talented out of Northwestern. Seems like he'd fit like a glove. Shout out O.J. Simpson on the Los Angeles Chargers offensive line. Next up here, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I am still kind of on the point that the Vikings should trade this pick. That they should move around and go ahead and trade this pick because they need a lot on defense. They could deal with Elijah Vera Tucker here, and I think that's who they end up picking if they stay at this pick. Seems like every single mock draft I look at, every mock draft I've fucking done myself, I draft Elijah Vera Tucker here at this pick because it fills such a needed hole inside of this offensive line, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. At number 15, the Patriots are up, and they're pissed, right? They didn't end up getting Mac Jones, Jimmy Garoppolo, and the 49ers don't want to give them Jimmy G. I don't know why they want Jimmy G. I don't know what's happening in New England. Seems like it's Cam season again, unless they move up and draft Mac Jones or something crazy like that. But here we are at 15. Here we are. There's no wide receivers, in my opinion, that should be picked here at this pick, so we eliminate the wide receiver. Quarterback, they're not picking Kyle Trask at 15. So what do? Seems like Gilmore might be on the way out. Do they draft J.C. Horn? Or do they go ahead and select Micah Parsons? Seems like, in my opinion, this pick will be Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State. Fits very well in that Bill Belichick defense. At number 16, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the sexy pick for the Cardinals, I talk about this in a lot of the mock drafts, is Najee Harris. Najee Harris is amazing at rushing the ball, receiving the ball. He is unanimously the reigning defending running back one in pretty much everyone's opinion out of Alabama. This guy's a fucking beast. And it's fun to see the Cardinals. Imagine short boy Kyler throwing it to Najee Harris, handing it to Najee Harris, D-Hop, Najee Harris, fucking Christian Kirk, Kyler Murray. This sounds amazing. It's a wet dream. But not all wet dreams are real. So we're going to go with J.C. Horn here, cornerback out of South Carolina. Now, obviously, Caleb Farley has been falling down the draft boards due to the surgery he has on his back. Does that affect an NFL GM's, owner, coach's mind when they're making this selection? Are they thinking, I thought that Farley was the guy before this surgery, I think he'll be fine, I pick him. I think that's entirely possible, but I also think the narrative of, Horn might be the cornerback 3, but he's close to cornerback 2. He's still pretty good, so we're going to get him anyways, and I think that's what they do. J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. Go Cox. Number 17, we got, shout out to Jim Raiders in the comments, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry if I blew out your fucking eardrums there, but I always got to drop the big Raiders here. At 17, they lost every offensive tackle. Everyone gone. Vamonos, as Dora says in the TV show. Christian Darrisaw. He's a tackle. Went to Virginia Tech. And he fits well in this line. Now, if they didn't get rid of their whole offensive line, I actually really liked early on a guy like Azeez Ojulari, maybe Gregory Rousseau, Jalen Phillips at this pick. But it just seems to be that without an offensive line, it's hard to pass the ball. Also hard to run the ball. And when you bring in Kenyon Drake, you know what you're going to want to do? You're going to want to run the ball, but instead, you just get rid of all your old tackles. Makes no fucking sense. I don't know what John Gruden is smoking, but it's okay. Now at 18, my Dolphins are up. We got our guy in Jamar Chase out of LSU. Now we're sitting here at 18. At 18, the Dolphins are up, and I want them to draft Najee Harris. That's my dream. My dream is Najee Harris and Tua reunite. Fucking, I don't even watch Dragon Ball Z, but you know that gif you always see where the two guys hit him with the whoopah? They go like this and they connect their hands together and they fucking light up. That's what it would be. Like fucking Tua and Najee Harris hitting them with that. DK Metcalf did it as a touchdown celebration, if you guys remember. But let's be honest, guys. That's what we want, but Brian Flores is not the kind of guy that drafts 2 offensive players, in my opinion, in the first round. I think that he believes Gaskin and Salvin Ahmed can get it done. Do I believe that as well? Yes, but it's more fun to draft Najee Harris, but we're not going to do it. I actually think that the Dolphins will be very happy here selecting I think they could go JOK. Jeremiah Oso-Carmaya. We do have a decent linebacker core on the Dolphins, but again, there's always room for more. You know, there always is. Edge rusher as well is a point of need for the Dolphins. I'm not sure if they would do it though. So we're going to go ahead and draft JOK. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame. Next up at 19, we got the Washington football team. Now, the football team, they have their receivers now. I used to mock them a wide receiver, right, because Curtis Samuel wasn't there, and it kind of sucked for Fitz. Like, not that it sucks for Fitz because, you know, he wasn't there before, like Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, who sucked. But, like, these quarterbacks, they're throwing to these bums besides Terry McLaurin. But now they have Curtis Samuel, who's a very ideal wide receiver, too, a sneaky wide receiver, too, in the NFL. Not necessarily amazing, but, like, no one really spoke too kindly of his name. As a fantasy guy, I didn't like him for fantasy, but I thought he was a good talent because you've seen the games. If you're watching Carolina Panthers games, like, where Curtis Samuel makes legitimately very athletic plays, very good plays, but he doesn't do it on a consistent basis. But I think in Washington with Ryan Fitzpatrick, he can. So at 19 here, I really do believe that the Washington football team just plays it safe here and drafts Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. They just drafted an O-tackle. Now, an interesting pick would also be Trayvon Moehring out of TCU. Doesn't necessarily fit greatly in the system, but is possible. Maybe they would have went with JOK, but again, the Dolphins already took him, so we're just going to go safe, and they draft Tevin Leroy Jenkins at pick number 19. At number 20, the Chicago Bears are up. They got their guy in Andy Dalton. I saw a tweet that was like, the fucking Bears, they're fired up for Andy Dalton. The only thing you should be fired up about Andy Dalton is his crotch, because he's a ginger, and he's got the fire crotch. So we're up at 20 with the Bears. The Bears. Allen Robinson may be traded, right? May stay there. I don't know. But what I do know is I think that they want to draft another wide receiver. I think Darnell Mooney is actually pretty solid for the Bears. Anthony Miller pretty solid, but again, I don't know if they're sold on them, and I think they are going to be sold on a wide receiver here with a whole lot of potential in Rashad Bateman, wide receiver out of It Is Cold like Minnesota. At number 21, the Colts are up here, and I actually like the Colts to just be safe here and draft a cornerback. I understand that they could easily go O-tackle here, but with the falling talent of Caleb Farley, I think that they would just pull the trigger here. Interesting enough, Greg Newsome has kind of moved up, at least in my opinion, on the Draft Network's website. It's not my opinion, it's just based off my memory. I feel like he's moved up a little bit. Definitely moved past Farley. I think Farley is the better talent, though. Again, I don't think someone has the balls to draft Newsome over Farley, even though Newsome should be pretty good as well out of Northwestern. We're going with Farley out of Virginia Tech. Go Hokies. At number 22, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. The Tennessee Titans are up, and the Titans are fucking pissed right now. They're so mad. They wanted Caleb Farley, but they also want a wide receiver, and Bateman just got picked before, so they're double pissed, right? They just got a double shot of piss right in their mouth. 2 penises at once. Very graphic. Titans are up. They could do anything here. I wouldn't be surprised if they went Moehrig. Wouldn't be surprised if they played safe, drafted a O-tackle like Samuel Cosmi. Wouldn't be surprised if they drafted Greg Newsome. So what do? Tight end is on the website a team need. There's no way Pat Fairmouth, in my opinion, becomes a second-round pick. Does look pretty good out of Penn State. Maybe Penn State is tight end U. Shout out to my boy Mike Gesicki. Wink, wink. But we're up here, and my pick is going to be to go with a wide receiver here. I understand that A.J. Brown is really good. They don't necessarily need a true wide receiver too. They got Derrick Henry, but in my opinion, the guys they got behind him just are not good enough. I think they'll be very happy with pulling the trigger here on a guy like Kadarius Toney, Elijah Moore, or Terrence Marshall here. Real pick your poison. I think Rondale Moore is interesting. He is very short, but I don't think he necessarily fits the Titans scheme, right? Like, I think Tannehill wants to air the ball out rather than dump it off to Rondale Moore, do something sexy like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely off, and in your guys' opinion, Derrick Henry, Rondale Moore, they could both fucking run the ball like insane freaks. Maybe that's really good. To me, I'm not too sure I'm sold on it, but, it's an interesting scenario. Rondale Moore, very interesting player. I think they end up going Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, out of Florida. Next up, we got the New York Football Jets up on the clock. The Jets got their guy with the second pick in Zach Wilson. Broadway Zach is what they're calling him, but now they're up here. I'm actually kind of bought into the fact that they might just draft a running back. But Nick, they got Tevin Coleman. Come on, man. Are you sold on Tevin Coleman? I'm not. Maybe that prevents them from drafting one. Probably could, but I wouldn't be surprised, but let's be honest, Jalen Phillips is here. I think they're going to be very happy selecting this man out of Miami, who had an excellent 2020 season with the absence of Gregory Rousseau. Now, Rousseau's really falling down these draft boards. I think he was ranked like 58th. No, maybe not. 51st. Falling down the big board, but I still think he's pretty talented, but I think they end up going with Jalen Phillips. I think another scenario is Greg Newsome as well, though, at this pick. But we're going to go with Phillips for the sake of this mock. Next up at 24, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are going to be very happy here with the cornerback falling their way. Again, for fantasy purposes, I want them to draft Najee Harris. I do, but I'm not too sure that's what they end up actually doing, and I think with the falling value of Greg Newsome here at pick 24, they feel very happy with that selection. At number 25, we got the not the New York Jets, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at pick number 25 after they got Trevor Lawrence at 1, which again is like a complete and utter layup LeBron to D Wade, or when one of those people set it up in volleyball. I'm not too sure any volleyball players' names. Fuck, man, there's two good women's double, I believe they play, volleyball players, but their names are escaping me. Whatever, so, sorry to you women's volleyball fans, I apologize, but, you set it up, come in for a fucking spike, like Roger fucking Federer spike type deal in tennis. What am I even talking about? I don't know. But what I do know is that even with the layup here, I think they end up just playing it safe, going tackle. I think they're happy with Chark and Laviska Shenault, where they don't go ahead and draft a wide receiver. So I think they just go ahead and play it safe and draft a guy like Samuel Cosmi or Liam Eichenberg at this pick. We're going to go with Cosmi in this mock. At number 26, I do this every single time, but I genuinely believe it. I genuinely believe the Browns are going to draft an edge rusher. I don't know which one it'll necessarily be, but in this mock draft, it's either going to be Jason Owe or Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. I'm going to go with Azeez for this mock draft. I really think this defense for the Cleveland Browns needs to be shored up. I'm not sure it's as good as I thought it was going to be last year. I know it wasn't as good as I thought it would be last year, but I think they're missing a couple pieces. And imagine Azeez Ojulari and fucking Myles Garrett. Imagine being an O-tackle, and you have to plan for that. You'd be pretty fucking scared. Next up, we got, at 27, the Baltimore Ravens. Interesting enough, 3 AFC North, the AFC North. We got the fucking Steelers, the Browns, and the Ravens within a couple of picks of each other. Very nice. Very nice. I like. So we're up at 27 here. Again, man, oh man. I understand. Pick an edge rusher, pick a safety. They need a fucking wide receiver. They need a fucking wide receiver. I'm not fucking leaving, like Jordan Belfort said. They need a fucking wide receiver, man. What the actual fuck is happening in Baltimore? All these free agents are available, and they don't bring in anyone. What the fuck is this? This is disgraceful. Maybe Sammy Watkins signed there. I don't even remember because he's so fucking irrelevant. Like, dude, I'm not a Ravens fan, but, like, this is fucked. Like, Lamar has been sold out by these receivers. He has been, because they can't catch the ball. We're going with Terrence Marshall here. I mean, like, Hollywood Brown's nothing special. The best receiver on their team is tight end Mark Andrews. Hopefully Antonio Brown signs there, and then maybe they could just pick an edge rusher or something. At number 28, we got the Saints, and I think it's entirely possible that we go double wide receiver here, but the safe move is probably just to go ahead and select Mr. Jason Away, edge rusher out of Penn State here at this pick for the New Orleans Saints. I think they're very happy. I've seen people say, oh, Kyle Trask. I read this so many times. Kyle Trask is going to go to the Saints. If the Saints fuck my guy Jameis like that, dirty, raw dog type of deal, they steal the job from him like he stole those crab legs from that grocery store, I'm going to be pissed. So we're up here at 29. 29. The Packers are up. And I say this in every mock draft. The Packers don't give a shit what you want. They don't give a damn. I mean, they have... Right? Aren't they the team that has, like, all the owners that are just real people? Like, not like Jeff Bezos owns the team. Like, a bunch of, like, you know, a bunch of Green Bay cheesehead guys, you know, around Lambeau Field. That was not even a good fucking impression, but my best impression of the Packers organization is close the eyes and just draft someone random. Last year, Denzel Mims. We want Mims. We want this. We want that. And you know what you got? You got Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Right? Come on. So now they're up here. Right? You want a wide receiver. You're the Packers. You're thinking, man, we can get Elijah Moore, Rondell Moore, Murray Rogers. We can get any of these guys. They're not going to do that. There is no way they do that. They're going to pick Liam Eichenberg, tackle, out of Notre Dame. Now, if you're the Packers, let me know, Packers fans. Are you big pissed that you re-signed Aaron Jones and you're at 29 and you could have just gotten Najee Harris? Are you big pissed? Because I would probably be. At number 30, the Bills are up. Man, like, I'm going to do it because if I'm the Bills, I'm fucking sick and tired of Devin Singletary. I'm so sick and tired of him. I don't think he's any good. And I would draft Najee Harris. I understand maybe they don't actually do it. Maybe they played safe, draft Eric Stokes, draft fucking Gregory Rousseau. But no, for the fun of the mock, we're going with Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama. This makes this offense unstoppable. At 31, we got the Chiefs. They did get some some bit of O-tackle help in free agency, even though they got rid of some guys. So very interesting. I don't think they would pull the trigger on Dylan Raduns at this pick. I don't think they'd even pull the trigger on Jalen Mayfield. I think a real sneaky O-tackle here would be Alex Leatherwood out of Alabama. I actually think he is actually better than Mr. Raduns. But I think they want a receiver, but they're not going to do it. They're just going to go ahead and play it safe and draft a linebacker here. I really like Zaven Collins here out of Tulsa. I think he's better than Nick Bolton and Jamin Davis. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Mr. Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. And now to close out the draft at 32, we got the Bucks, and I do this every time. I understand, oh, Nick, that's not fun if you pick the same pick every time because it's so obvious. It's so obvious. If Barry Moore is there at 32, we saw what he did in the national championship to Justin Fields. He fondled him. I think Christian Barrymore is going to be the pick here at 32 to the Bucks. I think they don't really need anything. The Bucks don't need anything. Let's be honest. They don't need anything. They have the same fucking team from last year. They run it back. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl again. But what I'm saying is if they want a nice piece on that D-line, go Christian Barrymore out of Alabama. So thank you guys for watching. I'll scroll through this if you guys want to pause again and read. I hope that you guys did end up enjoying this mock draft. There'll be more coming all the way until the NFL draft on April 29th, I believe. Maybe wrong. Sometime at the end of the month. I hope you guys did end up enjoying. If you did, again, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I love you guys all. Have a great rest of your guys' day. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a good Easter if you celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, I hope you just had a great old Sunday, chilling out. Soon enough, it'll be football Sunday, baby. I love you guys all. Thank you guys for everything. As always, have a great rest of your guys' day. Good boy.